Hello, everyone. How are you? Fine. Good evening. Um, okay, so in this video, we're going to look at the private sector, the public sector, and the institutions which are within those sectors. Okay, so to start with start with the private sector. Right, the private sector, like what we said, the private sector consists of those institutions which are not under government control. So private sector, we are talking about institutions which are not under government control or the state. These institutions are not controlled or financed, they are not formed by the state or the government. All right. Then the examples of organizations in the private sector will include such enterprises or business organizations such for instance, sole traders, first one. Second one, we talk about cooperatives, partnerships, private limited companies, public limited companies, as well as multinational corporations or transnational corporations. We might also um, include non-governmental organizations or humanitarian organizations on that list as well. All right. Then on the part of the public sector, we're talking about institutions which are owned and controlled by the state or the government. So these are institutions owned and controlled by the state or the government. So government finances those institutions. Um, Mainly they are referred to as public corporations or parastatals. So those two terms are alternatively used or interchangeably used: parastatals or public corporations. Those are that's the other type of uh, institutions which we do have. Okay, so let's go back on the part of the private sector. Let's go back to the part of the private sector. Remember, I've said private sector institutions which are not owned or controlled by the state or the government. These are institutions which are not owned or controlled by the state or the government. All right, we have mentioned first that we have the sole traders. All right, then what is a sole trader? A sole trader is a business which is owned by one individual. So sole traders is one man owned business. The sole trader is the one who owns and is the one who works in the business. So it might be a spaza shop or a tuck shop. It might be someone who fixes car, all right, backyard garage. It might be someone who washes windows, window cleaners. We have the sole traders who works as window cleaners. It might be a legal practitioner who is registered, but then um, goes or attends to clients' court cases on an individual basis. It might also be a medical practitioner. So if we're talking about medical practitioners, a dentist, a general medical practitioner, or a gynecologist, those ones might also offer services as the sole traders. Okay, so that's the definition of what we refer to as sole traders and the examples of sole traders. Okay, so you find that the main benefit of sole traders, um, there we look at or look at that the sole trader doesn't have someone to share with the profits, or the profits which the sole trader will have obtained. He or she will enjoy all the profits. Decision making is quicker, doesn't need to consult someone else when making the decisions. Then the other advantage, there's a personal touch between the business owner and the clients. So the clients know who owns the business, and in that instance, it results in a situation where um, an aspect of goodwill might be created, personal touch between the workers or the employees and the company owner. They know each other, and so traders are most likely also to attend to problems as soon as they do arise. Those things are much more difficult if we are having a situation where the business is like a public limited company or a multinational corporation. Decisions has to be consulted, made by quite a number of individuals. So that consultation might take a lot of time. All right. So that's the part of the advantages or benefits of sole traders. Right. What are the disadvantages of operating as a sole trader? We just give you a brief part, the detailed part of the disadvantages will come later on. The death of the owner of the business will result in a situation where the business will also collapse. All right. The death of the owner of the business will result in a situation where the business will collapse. So if the sole trader dies, then the business will collapse. So that one we will call it lack of continuity. There is no perpetual existence. There is no perpetual existence. The business is not going to continue to operate. Why? Because there is only one person. So imagine if you take your car to be fixed by a mechanic, and then that mechanic is only operating uh, without any other individuals or assistants. We have hairdressers, maybe it's a lady or a gentleman. That hairdresser is the one who owns the salon, that's one who does the hair to the clients. If she's not feeling well or if she dies, then it means the business will collapse. There is also what we refer to as unlimited liability. If the business fails to pay its debts, then the personal possessions of the owner might actually be attached. So if the business doesn't pay its debts, then personal possessions of the owner might be attached. You understand the concept of limited liability or unlimited liability when we look at the part of limited companies. All right. So that's unlimited liability is one of the disadvantages for this form of